Welcome to The Shoreline, brought to you by Shores and Islands, Ohio, where finding your lake area love is a sure thing. Thank you for joining us. I am your host, Jill Bauer, PR Manager for Shores and Islands, Ohio. We bring you The Shoreline every week to give you the inside scoop on what's happening here in our island and coastal communities. Thank you for being here again this week as we keep on keeping on through the month of April. The weather is definitely starting to improve. We're having days of warmth and sunshine here and there. And of course, we've got some rainy days as well. But April showers bring May flowers, so we'll accept those. If you need to quickly pivot your plans due to the weather, you can always use shoresandislands.com as a resource. Check our events tab for entertainment options. Check out the Shore Explore trails under things to do for more exciting ways to see the region. Our digital passports allow you to discover new and some really old places. Check in and earn rewards. And you can always check out our live webcams. Just because it's raining where you are does not necessarily mean it's raining where you want to go. We've seen storms completely miss the islands, or it can be raining in Port Clinton, but totally clear in Vermilion. Those webcams are found right at the top of our webpage. So as always, check out shoresandislands.com for the best resource for things to do and places to visit in our region. April episodes of The Shoreline are brought to you by the Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Plan your next Everyday Island Getaway to Put-in-Bay at visitputinbay.com, your official website for the island. Today, we've got a special guest to chat with us all about community. Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle is a community-focused magazine that aims to connect residents to the people, places, and things that make the region special. It features not only locally owned businesses, but also inspirational residents. Hailee Sage is the publisher of Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle. She and her husband launched the publication together to connect people, spotlight local businesses, and celebrate the vibrant life right here in Sandusky Bay. After moving their family to the area from out of state, they absolutely fell in love with everything the community has to offer. As a busy family of 4 and soon to be 6, Hailee's crew is always on the move, from the ball fields to the lakefront, soaking it all in. They are passionate about our community and their publication, and they hope that you follow along as the publication shares stories, highlights hidden gems, and builds something special with you at the heart of it. Welcome to The Shoreline, Hailee.
Thank you, Jill, so much.
Well, take us back to the beginning. What first brought you and your husband to the Shores and Islands region? And then once you were here, what about it made it feel like home for you?
So I'm actually the one who's out of state. My husband was born and raised here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, he graduated from here in high school. But I was born and raised in California. And my husband, I met him out in California. He was out there for about 10 years. And we were just trying to figure out, where are we going to buy a home? Where do we want to start a life? And in the middle of searching and all of that, he's like, hey, what if we move back to Ohio? And I said, all right, if you get a job, I guess we'll go. And a month later, he's like, hey, I think I got a job. And I said, okay, I guess we're moving to Ohio. So part of that conversation, I went to college in Illinois, which was like my first gateway into the Midwest. And I truly fell in love with being in a small town and the cornfields and just a slower pace of life. So moving to Ohio, brought me back to that. But truly, we live right across the street from my in-laws, so we're still close to family. But it just, I don't know. I tell this story quite often, and this basically summarizes our reason for being here, and I'll never forget this. We had just moved here. We had just moved into our house, and we signed the paperwork for our house the day the state shut down for COVID. So It was kind of,
bittersweet.
Yeah, it was just an interesting time. And we were walking our dogs through our neighborhood, and people, were in their front yard, obviously keeping their distance, but they were waving and they said hi. And I was like, oh, hi. And we just weren't used to that. And it was wow, just as grateful as I am for how I grew up, but it just, people are so kind. And it was this is where we want to plant our roots. So now that we've started a family and they're in the school system and we just get to get deeper ingrained, I don't know, we just have this huge sense of ease for the safety here, the pace of life here, and just how welcoming and friendly people are.
Oh, I love that. What was your kind of opinion, I guess, of what Ohio would be like before you moved here, before you had any experience with the Midwest? What were your impressions of Ohio, and how did that change once you were here?
Well, everyone was just like, "Are you ready for a winter?" And I was like, "Yes." And this is what I will say, like, do the winters get a little long? Yes. I mean, especially this winter, it was brutally cold for an extended period of
For a
time.
California girl, you're not used to that.
No, but what I will say is there's such a deeper appreciation for when the weather is warm. So when we do have good weather, like now this spring, this summer, we are out with our kids from sun up to sundown enjoying it. Where when you have that all the time, do you really capitalize on it and enjoy it as much as you can? I don't know. So
Yeah.
there's pros and cons to everything. That was the big thing. People like just get ready for a winter, and I've survived 6 of them now, and we've made it through. But the silver lining in it all is truly when the weather is great, like we are out, and that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
We don't take that for granted. That's for sure. So take me to the business. What inspired you to want to build a business in general? And then why the Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle publication specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. So, just as a mom of 2 young kids and I'm trying to figure their way through life and work and still have success, but also be present for my kids, I think for a while now, both my husband and I have just, been how do we make this all work? Financially, again, being present there for our kids and being a family advocate that's still involved in the community. And I've had plenty of corporate jobs. Worked my way up the corporate ladder, but I just wasn't truly getting that fulfillment and that purpose. I think in the worlds that I've worked in, there was some things that checked the box. Like I sincerely, at my core, I really enjoy helping people. I really enjoy bringing people together, but there was always just a piece that was missing. And actually, my sister-in-law, who we switched places, she's from Ohio and is in California now.
How about that?
I know. She started a city lifestyle publication in her area.
Oh.
And a year ago, I went back home to visit my parents and my family, and we drove up to see them. And she's like, "Hailee, like we need to sit down and talk about this, not only from like a business perspective, but just who you are as a person, what your personality is, and what you strive to be in your community. It fits. And I want to tell you the success that we've had in our community with it, and I think you should bring it back home." So we sat and talked for a while, and I got on a plane flight and I came home and I told Sam, I was like, "Hey, I think we're going to start a magazine." But yeah, so to answer your question, the big driving force for me is always family first, just trying to get that freedom to be present for my kids, for my family, but also be able to support us financially.
Mhm.
But as far as the magazine goes, I am just in this huge pursuit of my passions right now, and being able to showcase and highlight the community through this positive lens and all the great things that our area has to offer, including the businesses and things like that, I think is the coolest thing ever. And not being in California, I never really got to dive into like the businesses and where they got started. But the one thing I feel like there would be a difference of in Ohio is a lot of these businesses have like a legacy, or there's like Chris Pisano's a partner, and his office is now in a building where his grandfather practiced law, his father practiced law, and now he gets to run his business out of that building.
Oh, neat.
It's cool, right? And to be able to showcase and highlight those stories and to be able to, learn from people and again, highlight just the great things happening in our community. I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah, I love that. So tell me a little bit about the brand, I guess, the city lifestyle. So you said your sister-in-law runs a similar magazine in California. So it's a national brand and they're all over, or how does that work? And how did you become, are you like a franchisee, or how does that work?
So it's a franchise. So yeah, City Lifestyle is a national brand. There's over 250 publications in the US.
Oh, very cool. So what so you learned about it from your sister-in-law. Do you see it as a good fit for this region because we didn't have something like that, or what was it that made like, yes, this is going to work here in the Shores and Islands region?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and what an exciting time for our region, right? I think, and I was telling you, I just left a destination here on meeting, and it has been a huge, it's been really important to me to get involved with all the chambers at a local level. So
Hmm.
hearing across those boards what's coming to the area, what's happening in the area, number one, it's just a really exciting time to be here. So one of the things that drew me into city lifestyle is it is it's positive, it's family first. And that in this being an area like with Shores and Islands is about bringing the out in, right? Bringing the people here to come and visit, to come and stay, and to come and play. It's the families. And to on the backside, be able to tell the stories of those families and the positive and great things that are happening here. I saw it as a win-win, like in conjunction with what's just happening in the area.
Hmm. So starting a publication, obviously it's no small feat. I'm
Oh.
sure there was a lot you had to do to get it started, to get Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle off the ground. What surprised you most about the process, and what has been the most fun?
That's a great question. I knew in the coaching and the mentoring that I got from other publishers with City Lifestyle, my sister-in-law, City Lifestyle in general, they made it very transparent. They said the hardest thing to get is to launch your magazine, to get people's buy-in when you don't have a physical publication to show them. So, that was one of the hardest challenges, but we did it.
What's been the most fun? What's been the most surprising?
From I have a great photographer, Sheray's Photography, that's in partnership with me, from planning cover shoots and highlighting different areas and different people, different just parts of our area through photography has been a blast. To then meeting with the businesses and, figuring out editorial wise, where do they want to go? What do they want to capture? And then just getting out and meeting people. There isn't really, aside from like billing and accounting, there isn't really a piece, of the publication that like I am not enjoying.
Oh, that's good. Well, so when did you get off the ground, and how does the magazine get distributed? Because you've only been around for a few months.
Yeah, 6 months. April was my 6 month issue.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
Thank you. So our first publication went out in November of 2025. And so we have our 6 month or our sixth issue. May will be our seventh issue that goes out. And so it's a monthly publication. There are preset themes for every month. So May is our women's issue, which I'm really, really excited about that cover photo and just the editorial that's done in there. It's highlighting some really neat instrumental females in our area. But yes, it is a monthly publication. 7,000 of the magazine go out every month. 6,500 are going to homes and 500 are going to high traffic businesses. The areas are going to are Vermilion, Huron, Sandusky, and then Catawba, Portland, Marblehead area. So all lakeside.
Okay. So do you have to subscribe, or how is it? How are people getting it?
So it's hugely based off like home value. So
Okay.
there is a very specific target audience, and it is more or less the affluent population of our community. So we're looking to get in front of residents with a certain home value or higher. And then the high traffic businesses are your coffee shops, your nail salons, your doctor's offices, businesses that have people going in and out all day long.
Oh, so cool. So there are places, if you're not receiving it at home, that you can see it and pick it up and take a look at it. And then if somebody wanted to have it delivered, or, is it available online? How else can people find it?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can shoot me an email and I'd be happy to add you to the distribution list. It is also digital. So we are online. We do have a website, and then I am on Instagram, on Facebook. And then, yeah, you could just see it out in the community.
So you kind of highlighted that you're excited about your May issue. What are some of the more rewarding stories you've had the opportunity to share in your 6 months?
So it's hard to pinpoint one, but I will say,
You don't have to pick one. Is it some?
I don't know. So one of them, this one just changed my heart a little bit. So going back to City Lifestyle being a national brand, with City Lifestyle really trying to capture, which they've never done before. It's new this year. They've always left it up to the local publishers to kind of brand City Lifestyle at a local level. And this year, they're really changing things to brand City Lifestyle on the national. And with that, they've brought in some really key people. And one of them was Tim Tebow. So in January at our national conference, Tim Tebow was a highlighted speaker. And you know about Tim Tebow, right? You know about
Sure. Football.
Yeah, what he's doing, from a religious standpoint, also his foundations. He's really shaken the world up, through his foundations in a great way. But I never you never got a deep dive into it. So at conference, here's Tim Tebow, got him hear him speak, which was incredible. We listened to him for an hour and I was like ready to run through a wall after listening to him, right? I'm like,
you were inspired.
Yeah, like athlete, motivational speaker. But I was like, this foundation, like, why did I not know about this? Like, why is this foundation such a secret? And I came back home and I was like, I need to find out locally, like, where is our night to shine? Like, what is happening here? And I learned it's right down the street at the chapel in Sandusky.
It was right in your own backyard.
And I think that's the other thing with the magazine is like, we have all these things happening in our own backyard that are so cool. And some of them are still just a secret. And if I just get to showcase that, even for one editorial and one publication, like that's just a huge passion source for me.
Yeah.
But I dove into this night to shine. And from the team at the chapel to all the businesses, the volunteers, and then the kids that are involved in this, it gives you the goosies just thinking about it, right?
So just for those that aren't familiar, it is in your April issue. So of course you can go look it up there to learn a little bit more about it. I live in Norwalk, Ohio, and we have a local night to shine as well. But it's kind of like a red carpet debut, a prom, a movie premiere, kind of all wrapped into one. And it is for like developmentally disabled folks and just the whole community to really get together and shine, to get dressed up, to be pampered, to feel fancy. And the whole community really comes together to make such an amazing event.
It does. And like, the age is not a thing either. So it's like you have young, but you have, 60, 70-year-olds with developmental disabilities, and they just get to feel really special for one night.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that's why it's kind of like for the kids, it's kind of like a prom, but for the adults, it's like a movie premiere. Like they arrive in style and they get treated like they're royalty, right? It's like red carpet and cameras flashing and amazing food and photos and music, right? And it's a whole big party.
Yeah. It is. It's a big old party. And just, I really love full circle moments too. I don't know why it's been I've had a lot of them lately, but my husband teaches special needs. He's hired through North Point and contracted at Port Clinton High School, and just loves his job. And it was cool. One of his students attended the Night to Shine in the chapel, and I got to feature her in the publication. And so for him to bring the magazine to his classroom and show her, it's like, oh, she just felt famous for one day.
That's awesome.
Right? You're just, you're creating these moments that, I don't know, just having a big impact. So to answer your question, like that from an emotional, like heartfelt standpoint is one of my favorites. And then some of my favorite editorials, lifelong learner, right? So like Stefano Dental, we went in, and I don't know if you've been to Stefano Dental or not, but it is a well-oiled machine. Everyone, they're top notch. They're informative. They know what they're doing, which makes you feel comfortable being there. But through like the editorial process, like seeing, I had my photographer there in the middle of their crazy business day, taking pictures to get nice shots for the editorial. But then the educational side, so her editorial, we did it on um, all of their technology, like their advanced technology that she has as part of the practice, and diving into why this technology matters and why she's invested her money and her time into these products to then deliver it to the community. I don't know. I also find very fascinating. So
That's very cool. And I love how the editorial kind of runs the gamut too. Like I said in the description, not only does it feature local businesses and like you described, the legacy businesses, those that have been around and have a history and a story to tell, but also just really cool, interesting people and what they're doing in their lives and their businesses and with their hobbies. And you alluded again to the May issue. And I know that you and I had talked previously about the cover shot, you being very excited about it. Tell us who is on the cover, first of all, and is there an editorial that goes along with that?
there is, yes. So our May issue is our women's issue. It's all just about celebrating women. It's Mother's Day and things like that. And I was able to grab some of the local female firefighters in our area, and we got them together and we did a really cool photo shoot at one of the Sandusky fire stations here.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, for a very short time, was an EMT in California, was trying to pursue a career in the fire service. And not to take away anything from these women, but I got a very small taste of what it's like just to be a female in a very like masculine atmosphere. And these women, it's so they're strong, right? They're strong, and they being able to bring them together. And what was so interesting to me is before we did this shot, I kind of got the sense that they weren't really that connected before. And so this is where like the full circle, the deeper meaning, right? So we were able to capture some really tough, legitimate, women doing some really great things in our community. But on the backside, was able to bring them together. And our photo shoot, I think, was about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And since then, our group chat, it continues to fire off. And one of the girls, she's a very competitive bodybuilder, and she's had a couple of competitions. She's had two since the time we had the photo shoot. And this group chat, it's like, go get him, girlfriend, like good luck this weekend. And she sent a photo back and was like, I'm going to Olympia. And like, it's just kind of become this cool little supportive network. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for our May issue. I have a volunteer firefighter who's also a business owner, Port Clinton. I have a part-time firefighter for the Huron Fire Department who has a long-standing history with that fire department, and then a full-time for Sandusky and a full-time for Perkins.
I love it. That comes out soon, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see that. It sounds like you said, not only was it a cool thing, but you brought some people together and you've created a new network opportunity for those ladies to find each other and to connect. And I'm sure more women that will read it and see it will also feel inspired and just how cool. So coming up, are there any other stories that haven't been featured yet that maybe you're hoping to do in upcoming issues, or even any, just like, what's your dream feature? Like, what would you love to feature in the magazine coming up?
That's a great question. Sky's the limit as far as the editorials and where we go and what happens. And actually, I think, Jill, after the first time I met you, we were at a Coffee and Connections, I believe it was in Marblehead, and
Yep.
the webcams got brought up that Shores and Islands have. And I was like, wow, those are so cool. Like, I had no idea those were in our community. And you do a little deep dive and you're like, wow, this is super fascinating, right? So my Explore issue I'm very excited about. We're going to be doing an editorial on exploring the area through one of our realtors' eyes.
Oh.
And as someone who is a Mary Giles, who...
Love Mary.
Yes, huge piece of this community and is involved in so many different things. I'm really excited to put that one together. This is a complete offshoot. And if Lululemon were ever to reach out to me and wanted to do an editorial, I'd be so in.
That's the dream, right? That's the dream editorial.
Secretly, as a tall girl with like an athletic build, it's very hard for me to find clothes. So I don't know if I have like a big story or picture in mind, but
you're open to all the possibilities.
absolutely, 100%.
So how can our listeners get involved? Like, are you looking for stories to tell, or are you looking for partners to feature? How does that work?
Absolutely. I would love for all of these listeners to get involved. So number one, if you wouldn't mind like giving our Instagram a follow, our Facebook a follow, Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle, that would be phenomenal. And then also too, in continuing to get community involvement, I'm going to be doing like little, I don't know the like correct word for it, but so for example, for July, I want to put it out there for all the young photographers, in this area who are following their passions out in this community taking photos. I want to do like a small contest where they can submit their artwork and be featured on the cover for July issue.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, so just any like those, keep an eye out for contests and things like that. And then yeah, please reach out to me. I love to connect, hear stories. Shoot me an email at hailee.sage@citylifestyle.com. Would just love to connect. So
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like you would be open to being invited to any and all community events, any place where the community is gathering business owners, leaders, movers and shakers, any of those kinds of events. Please hit Hailee up and invite her. She's looking for stories to tell. I know we've kind of already mentioned this, but I wanted to wrap up with just your personal life, like about you living and working in Shores and Islands, Ohio. What are some of your favorite things? And are there any particular, any partners that you wanted to shout out and thank them for supporting you along the way?
So yes, number one, I'm going to go to my partners because I wouldn't be here without my partners. And I have quite a few, so it's a long list. But at this point, I have about 35 partners. And sincerely, like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be here without my partners. That's the huge driving force behind all of this. But I have ACC, who serves Vermilion and Milan. We have Ace Insurance, Bull Perry, who's in Sandusky. We have Barnes Nursery, BCT Alarms. They're all about home security along with commercial security. We have Budget Blinds, Chim True. I mentioned Union Home Mortgage with Chris Pisano. Our Edwards Jones financial team. Erie County CASA is a partnership I'm really proud of. They're always looking for CASA volunteers. Every Step Seniors, they're a niche moving company that are truly there to support seniors who are moving into assisted living, memory cares, things like that. The GSP is a proud sponsor. We have Groff Funeral Home and the Workspace and everything that follows under their umbrella with their Legacy Center and their various funeral homes. We have Home Instead, Linda Armstrong and the A-Team, Mary Giles, MW Design Studio, who has a fashion boutique in the front and also their design services for the home in the back of their studio. Oasis, Restore Pro, I have S&H Blinds and Floors. Pamela Spargo, she's an elder law attorney. Simply Vitality, actually in Norwalk, Jill, and your stomping grounds over there. Stefano Dental and their professional aesthetic side of their business. Stein Olson and Stang, Botson Agencies, the Clean Team in Port Clinton, who serves Vermilion and beyond. True Love Jewelers, True Alpha Wealth Management with Tessa. Wild by Nature, who's a florist, and then a newer partner is Iring Movers. And our newest is Reineke Family Dealerships. Yeah, huge thank you to them.
That is a huge list, and I love how it runs. No, but I love how it runs the gamut of for-profit, nonprofit, community organization, like you said, legacy businesses. There's really a lot that's featured in the publication.
Yeah, and that's a huge goal of mine too, is to keep it a well-rounded publication. We only limit, so I don't promise exclusivity, but we limit at 3 per category. So that just, number one, helps the businesses, but also two, just ensures I do have a well-rounded publication that's going out into the community. We haven't really talked about this a lot, but in pursuing my passions, another side of just what really drives actually both my husband and I is coaching. And we have a phenomenal athletic kind of community here. Mm-hmm. And
the youth sports community and the facilities that are available. Yeah. For sure.
That's a much better way of putting it. Yes, the youth sports community. It's a great one. And being able to really establish roots within that community here and being able to do that and to do that successfully. My kiddos I work with are just the coolest kids ever.
Well, it really sounds like you have the perfect job for you as well, because it gets you out into the community. It allows you the freedom to enjoy and to be involved with coaching and all of that as well. So I hope that you feel that you've landed somewhere where, your business can prosper and as your personal life can as well.
Yeah, no, we're not going anywhere.
That's awesome. All right. Well, remind us one more time, Hailee, where can people find all of the information about Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle online, all of your social links? Where can they find you?
Yeah, so please visit our website, SanduskyBayCityLifestyle.com. That you can find our digital publication there. You can find the articles separated out there digitally and also explore all of the different businesses that are in partnership with us. Everyone loves social media. Instagram and Facebook are other great ways to find us, to follow us, to see what we're doing. And then just as you're out and about in the community, hopefully when you're going to doctor's offices and coffee shops and having a girls' pamper day and getting your hair done, you're coming across our publication and you can find us that way too.
That's awesome. Well, one more time, it was Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle. Is it SanduskyBayCityLifestyle.com?
Yes.
Perfect. So you go there, you can find all of the articles, learn all about the community. You can find the article that Hailee referenced about the Shores and Islands webcams on there as well. And looking forward to seeing your next issue.
Thank you, Jill, so much.
All right. Thank you for being here, Hailee. Special thanks to Hailee Sage from Sandusky Bay City Lifestyle for joining us today. And a reminder that all of April's episodes of The Shoreline are brought to you by the Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Plan your next Everyday Island Getaway at visitputinbay.com. As always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss a minute of the action here in Shores and Islands, Ohio. You can also find more information, including past episodes, online at shoresandislands.com. And we will see you next time on The Shoreline.